Welcome back, welcome back. Hope you guys doing alright. So I just got finished watching a video of a young man explaining my predicament. And it was really refreshing to know and see a younger man that can understand things and be able to sound the horns. My daddy's in the building. Now, this young man was explaining gang stalking and how people don't even know and they're used by other evil people. How your friends and family members can be so weak and blinded to the world because they're worldly that they'll join them in mocking you. Or they don't. They don't even know they're your enemy, So they're coming around your friends and family and talking about you, and they're giving information that they think it's nothing, but to these people that practice dark arts and witchcraft and shit, that's exactly what they need. They need to know little things about your ass so they know your weaknesses. Duh. And every fucking body talks always the bad shit about everybody behind their back. This is why I cut everyone off in my life years ago. I didn't know nothing about this gang stalking and witchcraft and certain people been watched since birth. I didn't know none of that. I didn't believe none of that even when I heard it. And then I just learned about groups and friends and what real power and how people get it. Not all power, but high school will teach you everything you need to know about witchcraft and how it's done. And exactly who to fucking look at. Who the fuck is gonna want to stay and maintain their power? The cool kids. The richies. You get it? No matter what the fuck they do wrong, their parents can always be the savior of them. They can just push their fucking weight around of whatever position they hold in town. And that kid does no wrong automatically. We're not beat for that bullshit. Now, I'm not comparing that to witchcraft or nothing. You should take care of your children, and if I have pull in my town and my kid gets in trouble, I'm going to use my pull to get my kid off that hook one good time. Because, what the fuck did I maintain and get power for? So I don't hate on them for loving their children enough to be like, nah, we're going to try to erase that off. The fucking goddamn kids are so dumb, They're going to make mistakes. So this ain't about the big picture, but this is more about trying to show people, like, look, bro, lies, deceit, and all the things that happened to you in high school, that's what we call lesser magic. Get it? When you were the rising, coming up kid, and everyone lied and embarrassed you, and then put sound the horns and embarrassed you, and did that thing that embarrassed you in front of everybody, and now you stopped trying to be cool. That was because you was the next one. And the dude that was the one seen it and said, if I don't stop him, there's nothing I can do. He has a natural charisma, or he's just the next level. That's the next level. And I'm so focused on the level, I'm not worrying about going to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So when that happens, that person has to stop you. When you're on the next level, or you are doing things, like music or something, if you're on the next level, that means no one's gonna like your stuff in the beginning. And then as everyone gains knowledge and starts to get into other things, then the things you start saying make more sense to those people. Then it becomes popular because people have the knowledge about that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like take Eminem for an example. When he came out was damn near the perfect time because rap was a leaving the roots of the storytelling and the streets and how we used to give information on trying to reveal crazy things about it. See, he revealed how bad parents can really be in the world and how they're doing crazy stuff. Get it? See, that's why I liked M's album. Although I may not like his content all the time or what he raps about, he's still bringing up stuff that the average person will never believe. They'll never believe mama will do things like that. You get it? So when he cracked that layer open, that goes down to, like I said, lesser magic. Why do you think she did that to him? To have control over him. She used these drugs to harm him, which made her get more attention from people, you know? She used his natural ability of light as a boy, and knowing that when children are sick, that people pay attention to the mother and, oh, sorry, you know. So, you know, then it becomes an addiction. Next thing you know, your kid's really sick, you know? Now, he's the epitome of what all those other people had to grow up all these years and be abused by their moms or dads, and in different ways. You know, they may have not used drugs on you. They may have just beat you the fuck up, and, you know, made everybody think you were crazy or whatever. Now they have a spokesman. They have someone to speak for them. That's why I always wish M would stop with the crazy shit, because literally that's the only reason he's liked so much. People don't like M because of his skills. People like M because majority of us got hurt by people. Sound the horns. And nobody believed us. Everybody just said, no, you're just a bad kid. Some of us did become bad kids, but people don't know that, you know, some of these kids were molested. Like, a lot of girls have promiscuous beginnings, and you don't even know it's because she was getting touched. She thinks sex is normal. She ain't got no fucking real parents that you know what I mean? Mom Dukes is letting it happen, or don't know it's happening, or whatever. You know, there's so many cases. And then we grow up and we get all these labels, and we don't know how to fucking combat this anger and shame and disappointment of having our light taken from us, from the closest people to us. And then, you know, we get out in the world where you people really don't give a fuck about us, and you're already scheming. It's normal for a regular person to scheme on you, you know what I mean? So then you get broken even more, and then next thing you know, now you understand why there's so many homeless people. Now you understand why there's so many women that are actually having sex and they're not really whores. In their mind, that's the only way they can get money and get things, because that's what they got in the beginning of their life before they was even supposed to have sex, and they got nothing for it. So in their mind, sex doesn't mean anything to them. They seen the bitter side of the world, so they're like, nah, that's something that men take from me, and it's already been taken, so it means nothing. And no matter what man I get with, even though I didn't ask for it, they won't want to be with me, because they're going to be like, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't, you know, the days you cry, and then one day you love me, and then I go to touch you, and then you get a flashback, and then you're fucking like, don't touch me, don't touch me. And then I don't know how to deal with that. I wasn't equipped, and I wasn't taught to. It takes a grown therapist or a man, you know, that's been through these things to help this woman bring these to the forefront, deal with the oppression and depression of it, and make them realize, like, one, you're not the only one. That's the beginning of starting to not feel bad, that you're not the only one. And the second thing, the most important, it's not your fault. You were defenseless. You should never feel bad like it's your fault, or, oh, I couldn't protect myself. You were a kid. You're an adult that was manhandled by a gorilla. There's nothing you can do. That's not your fault. This is why the Lord, you know, told good men to, you know, watch and pay attention. And when we see evil, you do something about it. And since there's laws and we can't just do something about it now, because, you know, sometimes you could be wrong and you can harm someone and not realize it. So that's why you call the cops. That's the whole fucking point of made it up. That's the point of police. Because back in the day, men were allowed to take the law in their own hands. But some men would abuse that and just say, well, he's doing this and I can get rid of him now. And everybody, all you gotta do is say, he's a pedophile. And everyone will let me beat him mercifully in front of them on the street. No one will bat a fucking eye. Because nobody likes that shit. That's why we have cops. You get it? That's why we have lawyers and all these things to, you know, that's why the cops have to go by procedures. You know? That's why their job is hard. You think it's easy being a cop? You can't even just arrest people. Not anymore. You gotta have evidence, you gotta this and that and this and that. And then even if you get half these fucking dudes locked up, they're getting out anyway. They'll pay the lawyer off, they'll find a fucking law that says, I'm gonna plead I was temporarily insane or something. And then they get fucking 3 years for a 25-year fucking sentence. But damage 3 to 5 people for the rest of their life. Their life has changed forever and they'll never have shit the way they should have had it because you ripped it from them. How the fuck is that real? You get it? Anyway, I feel bad for some of you. I feel bad for a lot of you women and boys. That's another thing that's not talked about is how boys are being touched. So everybody just thinks RDR is just for fucking girls or some shit. Like, yo, bro, a lot of people are like, yo, there's mad feminine boys. Yeah, they got touched up, dog. They got touched up, dog. And their mind broke. And they forgot about that shit because they were a baby. They was young. They can't remember their childhood, dog. They don't even know why. Y'all don't understand how real shit is. These type of things can fuck your mind up. And the only way to survive is literally scientifically. See, when you do documentaries and watch things and learn about the victims and what happened to multiple victims, you'll start realizing your brain has a special mechanism in it. And when a child goes through too much trauma that will make it crazy and demented and go to the dark side of life and become one of them, it blocks the fucking memories off. You won't remember that shit no more, even if you try. Because your brain knows it causes too much pain to think of that memory. So it doesn't want to feel that no more. So it blocks it from your mind. Now you got something in your mind subconsciously that's, you know. I wonder why there's so many sexual people. You get it? All these females. And you know how many females I met in my life told me these stories like, sex doesn't mean anything. What the fuck are you talking about? All y'all men and all y'all wives and all that shit don't mean nothing. That shit is garbage. And that's for people that didn't get destroyed. You people have no idea what it's like to have that destroyed from you. And then now you're supposed to look at a man and feel good about it. Doesn't matter if that man's good or not. He's a man. He's the thing that hurt them. And unfortunately, the only thing that's going to help them get over it is time and counseling. But no, they don't know about that. Who the fuck wants to talk about their most embarrassing thing, you know? Not a lot of women, not a lot of people want to go to therapy because, you know, before there was therapists, there was family and friends. You know, a father and a mother. But now you tell your father and your mother and they might talk about it to other people. And now you're embarrassed and all these other fucking things. You get it? Shit is so fucked up for so many people, and we want to get help, you know? That's why I started my channel, to show people like, yo, bro, you can help yourself. That's what the Lord is for. That's what his book is for. That's what these laws and different things, it ain't just about just be a good person. No, that book is there for when the world breaks your mind and does these things to you and makes you feel all alone, like there's nothing and no one. When you read these old stories and you see yourself in them and you're like, whoa, okay, all right, I can get over things. I can do things. I can become more. I'm not worthless. I'm a person. And no one can take that away from me, no matter what happened to me in my life. Anyway, that was a long-ass rant, but that's been in my heart for a while. I realized the Lord allowed me to see certain things in this world, and I'm sorry, fellas. Like, I'm a man, and I always will be sticking up for us, but there's so many of you that are scumbags. And that's the reason women are whores. That's the reason they have attitudes. That's the reason why a lot of this shit's going on. It's not just, oh, they're brainwashed. There are a lot of women that are watching these things, and these red Carly Reds and Reddy B's, and you know, so that they look up to that shit and don't know any other way. But there are some women that literally, there are fucking thousands of women that got stripped of their innocence. Or just have parents that don't give a fuck, bro. That are on that side of the life and they don't care. You kidding me, bro? They don't care. They don't know any better. They don't know any other way. It's not as easy as people think it is in this life. Like, I was just talking to this man a little earlier when I was working, and he helped me out with a little problem I'm going through, gave me some information, and I told him, and he's like, yeah, you just need to go to the library and look this up. I said, sir, I know I may appear to you like I'm kind of smart. I use some big words when I'm around you. We talk about deep things sometimes, but I said I'm actually from the hood. I'm a low class black man. I didn't get taught how to work a computer. I didn't have time to do all that when I was younger. You know, maybe I did. You know, I'm not gonna say I didn't have time. You always have time, but it just wasn't my thing, you know, and I should have, but I didn't. So now when I get on computers, yeah, I can go to computer, but where do I look? I need someone to write shit down, and then I can go do it step by step, because since I'd never used these things like that, you know, you got kids out here that can fucking look up things. Like a lot of these things that people think are so easy to do. First of all, confidence has to do with a lot of doing anything. Most people don't have confidence at all. We got that shit stripped away from us. And when you're someone that's told no one's gonna help you and you're not shit, you're not worth it, that destroys your confidence of even wanting to go get help. Then when you actually go in the world and you do try to get help and people reject you over and over and over and over, you start realizing like, I'm not fucked up enough. You get it? You know, like as a man, if I be good, if I'm a good man, I work and well, not working, but I'm a good man at a high school. No one's gonna find a fucking job for you, bro. No one gives a fuck. Who cares? You fucking went your whole life as a young man, not ruining yourself to make sure you get a job. But that same young man, you know what he could do and how fucked up this world is? That same young man can go to jail at 16 years old, do a fucking 2 to 4 year bid, get out at 20 or 18 years old. Before he gets out, he's gonna go into a program while he's in school. They're gonna give him his high school diploma, and then they're gonna sign him up for a motherfucking job program and a house program. And when he gets out, they're gonna find that nigga a job and somewhere to live all at once. And all he has to do is just go work it and live there. While a person that's good, you don't get nothing. You gotta go find that shit out. And if you don't know about it, oh well. Oh well. The same thing that, you know, like, you know, where do I go to look for these things? And the jailbirds, they have programs where they don't have to know anything. They go to the program teaches them, shows them, and then they do it. Oh yeah, I forgot, because regular people are supposed to care about regular people, and when a fucking person walks up to you and asks you for help, and you have information, you as a good person are supposed to stop or say, here, take my number, I'll give you this information, I'll help you. You think anyone gives a fuck about anyone enough to do that? No. You'll let more people be destroyed than become criminals, and when your streets are filled with criminals and hobos, you start complaining about it. It's fucking sick. It's sick and it's disgusting. Like, seriously, that's sick and disgusting for people really to look at this world, know that there are multiple people that don't have a good shot, multiple people that know there's fucking 60 to 70% of no father in these children's lives for fucking 20 to 40 years now, and we just expect people to grow up and just do the right thing. It's embarrassing. And I get it, it ain't your responsibility. Until those same people are robbing your houses and tearing up your neighborhoods and taking pisses and shit outside, and then you're mad. Then you want to call the cops. Then we gotta get locked up because we have nowhere to shit and piss. Because you can't just go to McDonald's and all that other shit no more, And it's all cute, fuck them. But then when your son ends up getting hooked to them drugs, because, what are they going to do to survive? They're going to sell drugs and do things. So when they hook your fucking kids on drugs and your kid goes down that path, although he had a fucking parent and everything, and now your kid ends up homeless and he's out there because he don't want to listen to you, then now do you see why you should care about other people? Because the other people influence the world because, they got to live. Not everybody's just going to curl up and say, I'm going to go in the corner and I'm going to die. No, they're going to do what they got to do to live. And then that makes more problems for other people. Right? Anyway, I only got 4 minutes left. Finish up with this little cult thing. Well, not cult thing, group thinking. People that hold other people back, And you got to realize, just like this young man was saying, you got to start reading documentaries and understanding that there are weirdos out here in the world that you're the best thing in the world to them. You may not be the prettiest, you may not think you're the whatever, you may not think you're the smart, to them you are, and they don't like you. They don't want you to spread your message. They don't want your ass. They need you gone. They will hack you, they will sabotage you, they'll call your job, they'll do whatever the fuck it takes to shut you up and see you miserable. You know why? Because you have become their adversary. Without you, there's nothing for them to do except watch the world. And watch other bad people destroy other people, They want in on the game. Or they're already in on the game. You get it? Being good ain't fun. And everybody's starting to wake up little by little to, we see you niggas teaming up. And there's nothing we could do right now, I get it, But people are starting to learn little by little. Just expose the little guys. You can't take the big guys out, but the little guys, once you get enough evidence and everything on them, they gotta go. Why? Because everything rolls downhill. And the ones that are up on top of the hill, they are not stupid. So when you get close, they puffy you. You gotta go into that fucking bus. And at least that stops things for a little bit. Stop the hating. People not allowed to fucking show their art. How long did Puffy reign and how many thousands of artists from New Jersey and New York did they block? How many thousands of men that were really good at rapping and could have put the East Coast back on, and now we're never getting back on really like it was because now rap belongs to the West Coast. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'd rather the West Coast have it than Canada. You feel me? You smell me? At least the kings of rap, is back in America where, the shit started. Isn't that cool again? We can say one of the best rappers are from America, the kings from America now. Ain't nothing wrong with somebody taking over, I can't hate. If you take over, you take over. You know what I mean? It's competition and shit. Just make better music, I can't hate. But still is what it is. And look how they got his ass up out of there. Did they do it alone? Nope. Now I ain't saying they good guys or bad guys. I don't know who good and who bad. Cause to me, if your music ain't different, you know what I'm saying? If you still promoting the same thing, it's like 50 versus Ja Rule. he got Ja out of there and then made his next album. He destroyed Ja, said you're a singing ass faggot ass nigga, destroyed him, and then put an album out. The next album was him singing and doing everything that Ja was doing. You get it? So it wasn't really like he was like, oh, my shit is way better than yours, or no, he was trying to tell Ja, tell everybody, no, that image he's running with, the Pac and the fucking I'm the best of that. He's not that version. He can only give you the singing shit. I'm gonna give you the singing shit, and I'm gonna give you the hard bars. You know, I'm gonna give you that I get money. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring this shit back to, you know, not trying to be Pac, just be of the image, but don't try to say like Ja Rule was wilding, bro. He literally tried to all he had to, oh yeah, he did shave his head, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? And that's because men know Pac was the greatest image of rapping ever. He's the one that put all the categories together in one. He can make a song about ladies and have ladies loving him and wanting to have sex with him. Then he can make a real song and make women hate his fucking guts and be like, wait up, nigga, who you calling a bitch? Get it? He could be I'm rapping about real stuff, or I'm rapping about blowing your head off. He showed everybody that you can be multiple in rap and expressing yourself. See you guys later. Oh, I still got a couple more minutes. Got me 10 more, a couple seconds. All love, all praise to the Most High. But for real, be safe out there and understand that, you know, if you try and do something in this